This is a great story about a 25-year-old man, Scott Buchert from Corona del Mar, California, who loves fishing more than anything else in this world and has taken it upon himself to teach anglers about returning rockfish back down to depth so that they may live to fight another day. We find ourselves here off the Southern California coast on the half-day boat City of Long Beach. Also on board, Dr. Chris Lowe from Long Beach State University and Tom Raftican from the Sportfishing Conservancy. As you look at this fish suffering from barotrauma, the thought has to cross your mind. Can this fish even survive? Well, we turn to our expert, Dr. Chris Lowe from Long Beach State University, and we asked him, what is barotrauma?
So barotrauma is, fish has a little balloon inside its body. It's what it uses to maintain its buoyancy. So a rockfish that's down at 100 feet can maintain its position without beating a fin. When you catch that fish and you quickly bring it to the surface, that gas begins to expand because there's less pressure. And it expands and it expands and expands, and of course pretty soon there's no room for that gas to go anywhere, and it starts pushing things out. It pushes the stomach out, and sometimes it can push the eyes out, it can push the intestine out, it'll get blisters on its skin. All of these things are signs of barotrauma, and it's from expansion of that gas inside their body.
So is that fish doomed? It sure looks like. I mean, they look lifeless, their eyes are bulging, they look like there's absolutely no chance of survival, but that's not true, is it?
Well, 10 years ago when we started this research, we actually made bets. In fact, I bet that most of the fish that we saw, that we brought to the deck, were dead. You touch them, they don't move. Their gills aren't moving, their fins aren't moving, they look absolutely dead. We tagged some of those fish, we put them in cages, we dropped them back down to the depth that we caught them. 2 days later, we brought the cage up to 80 feet, I threw a team of divers in, and they're swimming around, just looking perfectly normal. So you look at that and you go, how can that possibly be? Imagine if something like that happened to one of us. I mean, you would think there's no way you'd be looking normal in 2 days. So by recompressing these fish, the gas goes back down, the pressure of the water forces the gas back into its same volume, and the fish goes back to looking normal. The thing that we found that's so remarkable about most species of fish is their ability to heal from that and how quickly they can do that. So basically we found that these fish that have experienced horrible barotrauma can see after 4 days of this, and not only that, these fish will survive years. We've had fish that we put tags in that we've tracked and been able to follow for periods of up to 4 years. So we know fish can experience this horrendous barotrauma and do just fine.
And now anglers have at their disposal these descending devices. We saw them in use here today on the City of Long Beach, and in fact, I noticed that most anglers are embracing this and they're excited about it actually.
Yeah, I think the cool thing is we gave fishermen some reasons to come up with devices for getting fish back down. We gave them data that suggests if you do this, if you get fish back down, a majority of them can live. And the cool thing is they've come up with all these great ideas and designs that work under different situations for getting fish back down. So we have inverted milk crates, and we have upside down fish hooks, and we have sequelizers and equalizers, and we have all these devices, some of which are commercially available that people can buy, that you can use when you go out to help keep our fish populations healthy.
Chris, why do you dedicate so much time to this? I mean, I can tell your heart and soul are into this. Is it because you like to fish so much, or what is it?
I love to fish, but I want to be able to keep fishing. And so do the millions of people that like to do it. So in order for us to do that, we've got to do things that help sustain populations. And this is an easy thing that we can all do to help sustain populations, because nobody wants to take home a fish that's this big. We want to take home fish that are this big. So in order to do that, we've got to put the small ones back. And if we do that, we're going to have bigger fish and more fish in the future.
Chris, for more information, best way to get more information on barotrauma, descending devices, and all the fine work you're doing, is it to visit you on Facebook?
Sure, you can go to our Facebook page. It's the CSULB Shark Lab.
Thank you so much for your time, Chris. Always a pleasure.
All right, thanks, Philip.
Tom, Scott Buchert's been doing a great job for the Sportfishing Conservancy with the descending devices. What is his mission for the Sportfishing Conservancy?
Hey, his mission is make sure that those fish get back down there safely. We catch a lot of fish as recreational fishermen. National Marine Fisheries Service says that 345 million fish come in from recreational fishermen every year, and we release 63% of them. So this is a big number, 200 million fish, and we've got to make sure that we treat those fish well. Scott's the key to doing this. What he does is make sure you got fish that are suffering from barotrauma, get back down to depth. Has a great chance of survival if he gets it down there quick, and Scott does a tremendous job on that.
Why did you pick Scott?
Scott's a very talented individual. He's very dedicated, he's focused, he understands that you got to get these things back down quick. He gets it done quick. He's a great facility with on the boats and the equipment. Perfect person for the job.
Tom, those numbers you just made reference to are astounding. 200 million fish going back into the sea. If we treat them with the dignity and respect that they deserve, there's a good chance that they'll live to fight another day.
You know, we had Chris Lowe out in the boat with us today, and Chris is really good because he's done the science behind this. And, you know, the real thing is, as a recreational fisherman, I always kind of felt, hey, look, I'm one person. I've got one hook and one line. I don't do a very good job fishing. But when you start doing the math and figure out how many fish each one of us catch and start adding it up, it's a tremendous amount of fish out there. And how we treat those fish, if we treat them responsibly and do a good job releasing them like Scott does, it makes an immense difference at the end of the year. So we're moving this forward, and again, Scott's an integral part of the program.
Scott, you're doing a tremendous job with the descending devices, with all the people down there. Why are you doing it? What is it that you want people to learn from you?
Learn how to let go of the rockfish, let less bird eat them and save them, to get a little bit bigger, or for another day if you don't want them, let people catch them on another day or another time.
Excellent. And you know, I know how much you love to fish. It's really all about fishing and having more fish and treating those fish right, isn't it?
Yes, and if you're not going to eat all your fish, you should let them go back down so other people can catch them that will eat them.
Does it give you a good feeling when you use the descending device and you get a fish back down to depth and you see somebody? I saw guys on deck today going, Scott, I got another one for you. Does that make you feel good?
It makes me feel good when I see fish go back down that people don't want, instead of giving to the birds and seals.
Excellent. Well, you are doing a great job, and we are really proud to have you doing such fine work in the community. Way to go, Scott.
Thank you.
With great fishing comes great responsibility. Together, we can make a difference. What do you think about doing this?
I think it's fantastic.